video? It's your boy Ty back here with another video, and in this video today we are going to be doing a tier list of some of the best shooting guards in NBA 2K22 MyTEAM. So you guys can see some big names here. We got some budget ballers in RJ Barrett, Cam Reddish, those types of guys. You guys, a lot of times you'll see a tier list with 60 players, whatever. I just include players that I think are somewhat useful or have somewhat of an impact at that shooting guard position. So if there is anybody that I left off this list, I just do want to apologize. Just go through it pretty quickly and ultimately decide who I personally do think is important and who I think can ultimately be left off the list. Now, before I dive any further into this video today, if you are new to my channel and have not yet, make sure to smash that subscribe button as we're on the road to 90,000 subscribers. So we're going to start off here with Alex English, who, guys, I don't know if most of you guys have had the chance to use Alex English. I know I personally haven't. This card, especially on next gen, is really good. Now, the reason I like him more on next gen than current gen is because of the Carmelo Anthony base on quick. Great defensive tendencies, great defensive player in general with all these defensive badges. Look, man, if he wasn't a collector level reward and was auctionable, people would be hyping this card up way more. The problem with Alex English is you need like 3,700 cards or just something ridiculous like that. Maybe, I don't know, 3,600 maybe, somewhere along those lines. I mean, most people didn't even run this card in 250 because he is that hard to get. But again, you do get him. He's got the normal leaner, mellow base, shifted dribble style, D-Rose size of Scottie behind the back. A lot to like about Alex English. Quite honestly, guys, if I had this card, he probably would have been in my 250K squad. It's just that simple. Allen Houston, man, there's a lot of maybe rough cards on this list. You're one of the roughest. And there's no hidden agenda here. It's just Allen Houston is not good. Base, dribble style, Ray Allen base, not a great defender. He might be one of the worst cards on this list. For now, he's being an F tier. And I'm not saying that in just sliding Allen Houston in any way. He's just not very good. And I don't know how to sugarcoat it, say it any better. Allen Houston is not very good in this game. We've had good Allen Houstons in the past. So Allen Houston definitely is not it. Andre Iguodala up next. And as much as I want to, hate on the past guy in Allen Houston, Iggy is so much better than Allen Houston. Because Allen Houston really doesn't even do anything. He's a sharpshooter that really is not a great shooter because of his release. Iggy is an absolutely incredible defensive player, solid on offense, still doesn't have great dribble style, dribble style, not great. Iggy base on quick. But again, there's a lot more to like about Andre Iguodala compared to a guy like Allen Houston. I'm not hyping up Iggy that much. I have him. I'll never use the card. But if you want a pure lockdown defender, pure defensive player, Andre Iguodala is very solid. I mean, I might have to throw Anthony Edwards there in the F tier as well. I mean, when you compare Anthony Edwards to a guy like Allen Houston, how am I supposed to compare these two? I mean, neither one of these cards is any good. Ant is way better on the defensive end of the court. I think Ant is more usable. But he has jump shot 80 on normal timing, which is not great dribble 6 either. I mean, maybe Anthony Edwards is who we consider D tier. He's just not very good. I do hope eventually we do get a good Ant card because I would love to use Ant. I would like to make, a Timberwolves theme team type of, series maybe down the road. But Ant is one of those cards that, look, I would like to use at some point, but he's got to get a good card before I do it. Cam Reddish, is he the definition of a B tier player or is he a definition of a B tier player? And B tier, I want to just clarify, is good. That's just me saying Cam Reddish is not as good as Alex English, is basically what I'm saying. I love Cam Reddish. Wish his strength and interior were a little bit higher, but I will say I don't really notice it too much because of his length. That's 6'8", good wingspan. I don't notice it too much. I've just never been one to love the Paul George base. I've just never loved it, especially on next gen. I have a hard time hyping that up too much. I do like Cam Reddish in general, though. He is my shooting guard on my no money spent squad account and probably will be for a very lengthy time. I just love Cam Reddish every single year. Love his player building. I'm glad we finally got a good Cam Reddish in 2K. Cazzie Russell is an interesting one. He's interesting because some people probably think that Cazzie Russell is still to this day an A or S tier caliber. I mean, some people might think Cazzie Russell is that good. For me, I don't think so. I'm going to throw him into B tier, right, with Cam Reddish, because I think that's where he belongs, right, in that B tier. Now, if you want to make the case A tier, again, I'm not going to argue it. Quick dribble style, right? He does, move and groove on the offensive end of the court. Problem is he's only 6'5", not a great defender, not terrible, but not a great defender. No brick wall, right? There are a lot of badges he does miss. Kazi is one of those cards that you have to definitely be really good at the game and kind of a dribble head to be good with Caz Russell. I'm neither of those things. Throwing him into B tier. Cedric Maxwell, you're looking at our first S tier player. Undisputed, I believe, best shooting guard in the game. All right. And when I say that, it's not like Cedric did that much for me in 250K. It's not like I'm that good with Cedric Maxwell. But it's more of a thing of you got to realize how good the card is all the way around. And I do. I mean, 60 base badges. You fully badge him up, you're getting 68 base badges, which is just crazy. You give him Chef, Circus 3's Deadeye, Mismatch, Brick Wall, you know, those types of badges. He's got an 88 3-ball. What I love about Cedric is his defense. I mean, absolutely elite on the defensive end of the court. I wasn't necessarily happy that we got Cedric because I was like, oh, I don't know if I'm going to be able to guard him because he is an absolute cheeseball. Probably the best offensive shooting guard in the game. It might be, top 2, top 3 defensively. That's why Cedric Maxwell is an easy S tier addition. Chris Mullin is on the verge, right? I mean, he's on the verge. We got a lot of great shooting guards. You guys are going to see him. Chris Mullin is on the verge of being S tier. I'm going to leave him at S tier for now because if you know how to use Chris Mullin, he is absolutely incredible. Verse definitive. He had one move versus me where he slid my CPU. I had to X switch. He slid my X switch one way. Curry escaped into a quick stop the other way with Chris Mullin. I was like, yo, that is something I can't do and just have to respect. Chris Mullin, really solid release, quick dribble style, Scottie behind the back. I don't necessarily think he's better than Cedric, but I do think if we would not have gotten Cedric, that Mullin is up there for being the best shooting guard in the game. It's just one of those things, guys. It's personal preference. But I think all bias aside, neither one of these guys are worth locking in for. But if you did lock them in, you got a couple of dang good shooting guards in my team. Cliff Hagan, I'm not the highest on you. I'll probably move you down. But he's solid. Cliff Hagan's a guy that I think is definitely better than Allen Houston. Cliff Hagan is solid in my team. Now, am I gassed there by saying he's better than Allen Houston? Maybe. But maybe not. I just feel like he gives you all around more. I think he is that D tier caliber. Definitely not C tier, but I do think at D tier, he definitely fits that mold. C tier is a card I'm plugging into Dan Marley. Again, you guys might disagree with me, and that is perfectly okay if you do. But I basically feel like Iggy is just a little better version of Dan Marley. They're going to do basically the same thing on the offensive end of the court, just be a spot-up type of guy. Defensively, yes, I get it. Iggy's just going to be that little bit better. So overall, I think I would take Iggy. But Dan Marley's not bad enough to put into D tier. He's just quite honestly not. Now, a guy that I think a lot of people sleep on is Devin Booker. Kind of flew through those last two guys because I don't necessarily think the highest of them. I'm so high on Devin Booker, and I don't ever even use this card. This is the guy that I've single-handedly been cooked by the most in NBA 2K22 MyTEAM. And it's not even close. It's legitimately Devin Booker, a big gap, and then the rest. This dude, with his jump shot for upper release of whatever this is nearly incontestable, okay? He does have the slash dribble style, which isn't great, but shooting-wise, I legitimately cannot contest his shot. So, if you have any sauce on how to contest Devin Booker, let me know down below in the comments, because I don't, and that's why I'm high on Devin Booker. I'm throwing him into B tier, because I do think he is really good. Card I don't think is good as Dominique Wilkins. Look, all bias aside, if Dominique Wilkins had a decent release, I'd be decently high on him. But my question to you guys is his release better than Allen Houston's? No, okay? Is he going to give me that much more defensively than Allen Houston? Let's look, right? Let's look. If you like Dominique Wilkins, awesome, but let's look. You see the plus 133. 40 of it's in standing dunk. The rest is in interior. Look, if I have to choose one, I'm choosing Dominique Wilkins, and because of that, I'm moving him into D tier. Him or Anthony Edwards, take your pick. Neither one of them are very good. A card that's better than both of them, I believe, is Eddie Jones. If you're asking me who I'd rather run in a comp game today, Eddie Jones or Dominique Wilkins, I am taking Eddie Jones. You guys might be like, whoa, Ty, you need to relax. Well, tell me why. I mean, defensively, give me Eddie. Hall of Fame interceptor. Shooting-wise, give me Eddie. Jump shot 31. Now, I'm not going to sit here and say he's going to move that great because the card came out in November, late November, and he is an amethyst. So, obviously, this Eddie Jones is not going to be like that next caliber of good. But if we're talking about for budget players, budget ballers out there, Eddie Jones is still a perfect guy for you guys to run. And Elgin Baylor is another card that I really do like. I don't necessarily think he's good enough to throw into A tier. But he's just, look, I know he's primary small forward. I do include some of them. He's just a different type of shooting guard in my team, right? He's not a card that, is going to get you a bucket like some of the top guys. But he does have quick dribble style. That does help him out. But the rest of his dribble sticks just aren't good. Quick dribble style helps him out a lot. Rest of his dribble sticks aren't great. Brook Lopez base on quick is one I like. You get the 3-ball boosted. Interior is incredible. All around solid player. Just a different type of shooting guard. If you do like kind of just an all around shooting guard, not necessarily a cheese ball, Elgin Baylor is probably the best player at B tier. We might even move him up to A tier. I'm pretty high on Elgin. Another guy I'm pretty high on is Grant Hill. I'm sad because Grant Hill's time never lasted. Didn't last very long. But this card is elite. And if anybody wants to argue that Grant Hill is not elite in my team, please, I'm right here. Problem is, jump shot 1 is on normal timing. That's the one problem with Grant Hill that I'm not the highest on, as well as his dribble style is not great. I feel like down the road, we're going to get maybe a point guard Grant Hill with quick dribble style. And when that happens, just know it's because of me. Because I love Grant Hill. My love for Grant Hill will never fade. He'll always be one of my top shooting guards in the game. It's just, he's a little bit outclassed and outdated at this point. Jarrett Culver, a card I've honestly never used. I'm just going to be completely honest with you. I've never used Jarrett Culver. But he's pretty complete in my team. You throw the defense, throw the offense in there. I mean, I know he's got just fundamental dribble style, but the card is complete all the way around. Can shoot the ball well, got a good release. I'm not even making the case he's the top shooting guard in the game, but I mean, at D tier, he might be the best here, and that's just all I want to say about that. Jason Richardson, I'm tired of all the Jason Richardson disrespect. You guys don't have to love Jason Richardson, but what I want you to do is at least respect him. Defensively, gonna hold it down. Offensively, at least on current gen, he's got a good release. Again, I'm not saying this card is great, but from when he came out to now, he's still solid enough, in my opinion, to be a C tier caliber shooting guard. Jerry Stackhouse, basically Grant Hill, not as tall, quicker release. Really what you're looking at with Jerry Stackhouse. Very solid all the way around. This is what I wanted Grant Hill to be. I mean, it really is. With jump shot 1 and a quick dribble style. This is what I wanted Grant Hill to be. It just never really panned out. Again, I don't really like Jerry Stackhouse's upper on that jump shot 1 release, but he's still really solid in my team. Good enough to throw into B tier. Now, I do want to, I just want to, clarify, like, we've got a lot of good shooting guards left, so don't, flip out about S and A tier yet. We'll move them around. Joe Johnson. Is Joe Johnson C or B tier? I think I'm going to have to settle in B tier, and it's not me slandering Joe Johnson, because I like Joe Johnson. It's just me saying, I mean, I don't think he's quite the level of anybody at B tier, in my personal opinion. Now, Joe Johnson, the only problem I really see is the stamina rating. You give him a stamina shoe, maybe it does help him out enough. Because, I mean, quite honestly, guys, shifty dribble style, jump shot 38 on quick is nice. I just don't know. Jump shot 38, in my opinion, is one of those releases. It's like, it's good, but it's good on a guy like Tyler Hansbrough, Dog Chase. I don't know about it on a point guard. I never really have liked it on any point guards in my team. So, that's just my biased opinion. Kawhi, maybe you guys can call me biased. He's S tier. You guys want to argue Kawhi at small forward, like that's where his primary position is. I have to put him on the shooting guard list so you guys get a better feel. He is S tier. He is S tier. He is S tier. The best release. I mean, look, that's debatable. The easiest release to green on this list. Kawhi dribble style, not great, but defensively, gonna get the job done. Shoot the ball incredibly. Do recommend playing him at the small forward position, but even at shooting guard, absolutely incredible. Klay Thompson. Diamond Klay is going into C tier. Look, guys, there is a difference between all the Klays. But what I would say is if you're still running the Diamond Klay and having success with him, go do your thing, man. Don't let anybody sway you into selling him to upgrade. You're really probably not going to notice that much of a difference. Diamond Klay needs to be included on this list. That's why he's here. But he's definitely, not quite as good as the Opal. Do you think the difference between the Diamond and the Opal is bigger than the Opal and the Dark Matter? Gotta put the Galaxy Opal in. Look, it's tough. It's just tough. What I'm going to do is this. Because I do kind of see, I do see something. But we're going to put Galaxy Opal Klay into A tier. We're also going to put Dark Matter Klay into A tier. I'd like the balance of this just a little bit more. Because I do think Elgin, Klay are just a little bit better than everybody at B tier. Just think that there's just that extra level to it. Now, again, Alex English is probably the best player at A tier by himself. But if the Dark Matter Klay would have got Hall of Fame quick first step, we probably would be talking about an S tier player, right? You want to compare all the Klays? Look, they're super close. I'm just throwing that out there. Now, I know the interior defense is something you might want, and that is super nice. But outside of that, it's just hidden stats that really don't matter. Just throwing that out there. Do not lock Klay Thompson in Dark Matter under any circumstance. Kobe Bryant, another A tier caliber player. Better on current gen than next gen, but you guys are seeing a lot of people run Kobe still to this day on current gen, and I don't blame them. Now, obviously, my Kobe's got 49 Hall of Famers, so I'm biased for Kobe in general. But even before that, when I use base Dark Matter Kobe, I absolutely love the card, and he is definitely, in my opinion, deserving of that A tier spot. So what do we got? We got about 10, 11 more guys left. Let's just start with one of the worst on this list, Michael Jordan. I mean, my goodness, is this card terrible. We're due for a good Michael Jordan. And when I say a good Michael Jordan, a quick release with quick dribble style. He gets those two things. We're talking about an MJ that can move. This MJ is horrible. I mean, he's not worthless, but he's horrible. Okay, he is absolutely horrible. I do think he's better than the likes of maybe a Dominic Wilkins, Anthony Edwards, but he's just not very good in my team. And I guess, look, guys, I'm going to do this because I'm slandering Michael Jordan too much. I'm going to move him into C tier. I slandered him too much. He's not that bad. It's just the normal release timing that really gets me. I hate seeing that. Normal release timing on MJ. Look, we're in mid-March, late March. This shouldn't happen. Michael Red, man. Here's the comparison I wanted to bring to you guys. Okay, Michael Red and Allen Houston. How can I even try to vouch for Michael Red? Now I do think Michael Red's a better player. These stats don't matter. Michael Red, better shooter, better defensive player. But I can't make the case that Michael Red is above F tier. And look, guys, I got to. I think Michael Red's better than Allen Houston. And maybe it's just because I'm hating on Allen Houston. But I got to have people in F tier. I just have to. And maybe we got to bring somebody else down. I don't know. But Michael Red is not good in my team anymore. The card came out how long ago? I mean, the card came out in what, November? It's early December? Nearly 4 months ago. I do not like Michael Red. Now, B and F tier just kind of blend them together. They're both not very good. Objectively, guys, I do like Allen Houston and Michael Red over Dominic Wilkins. So I'm just going to leave it at this right now. I like this just a little bit more. Morris Peterson. One of the most slept on players in the entire game is Morris Peterson. Okay, 95 3 ball, jump shot 14 on quick, absolutely incredible. Shifty dribble style, 92 speed, 90 lateral quickness, great playmaking, good defense. Am I gassing him, putting in the A tier? Maybe, but I think he's better than everybody at B tier. I absolutely do. I think Morris Peterson, again, is, I would never grind for him because he's a long grind, but I do think he's one of the most slept on players in the entire game. Ray Allen, A tier. I'm not putting you into S tier. You're barely even scratching A tier. I do think Ray Allen is okay. And if you did get him, pretty easy. He's a good shooting guard in my team. Don't take that, out of the equation. He's pretty good. He's just not the next level of good. He's not Cedric, not Mullin, not Kawhi. He's just solid. Richard Hamilton, a perfect inclusion into B tier. I like Richard Hamilton. And one of the main reasons I like him is because he's got jump shot 40, but it's on quick, right? It's on quick. Defensively, still going to be very, very solid. He's a little bit outclassed now, but, I mean, again, if you got him in draft, he can hold it down at the shooting guard position, and so can RJ Barrett. Again, another inclusion into B tier. B tier is just a tier that you can play with each and every one of these cards and have success, but they're not that next level good. And RJ Barrett is a prime example of that, a card I like, but I can't sit up here in front of you guys and say he's S tier or anything like that. Now, if you want to make the case for budget ballers that he's S tier, I 100% absolutely agree. One of the most biased things I've ever thought about doing is putting Scottie Pippen into S tier. But I want you guys to hear me out. I just want you guys to hear me out, okay? Right now I'm going to do something that might just be a little bit interesting, but I want to do it, okay? Scottie Pippen compared to Alex English. Total badges, it's going to be basically the same. Stat-wise, look, it's going to say plus 73, but I want you to look where they're at, okay? Post moves, draw a foul. Nobody really cares. What do I care about? 3 ball. Alex English plus 1. Speed, defense. Scottie Pippen is better. And so here's the deal, guys. You guys are going to sit up here and be like, Ty, you are crazy. Okay. Tell that to the Hall of Fame menace off-ball pest. Tell that to the Hall of Fame ball stripper. I might be biased towards Scottie Pippen, and I'm okay with admitting that. Give me Scottie Pippen over Alex English. Now, I don't think it's by enough to put him into S tier. But if there's one player I'm moving up at the end, it's going to be Scottie Pippen. There's no reason for you to grind 3,700 cards when Scottie Pippen is a budget version of Alex English and basically just as good. Pink Diamond Terry, easy inclusion into A tier. Easy. And you guys might disagree, but if you're on current gen, Terry Dishinger is still one of the top. You see all green stat, badge-wise might be a little bit behind, but he's still fine. Rudy Base on quick dribble style. Scottie behind the back. He's got a lot going for him. Easy inclusion into my A tier. Dark Matter Terry, they are basically the same, but I just got to. I've got to include the Dark Matter Terry into S tier just because he's a little bit better. It's not by much. but he's enough better to be at S tier. I do think Terry's better than Scottie. I do think he's better than Alex English by that slight margin. That's why he's going into S tier. Again, my personal bias, maybe, but I do think Terry, it does get that little bit better enough to put him in S tier. I would never lock in for Terry, and I'm telling you guys, don't do it. But just got to be honest with you guys. T-Mac, A tier. A lot of these A tier shooting guards are like, yeah, I mean, it's an easy inclusion into A tier. T-Mac, 6'8", not a great dribble style, but he can move a little bit, right? Defensively going to be solid because he is 6'8", really solid release. Zach LaVine, B tier. I'm sorry for all of you Zach LaVine stands out there. I'm sorry. I'm apologizing straight up with you, but I just don't see what Zach LaVine provides more than at B tier. Maybe I'm biased, and I might be, but I just don't see it. So this is my list. I want 5 players at S tier just like DBG always does. And I'm throwing Scottie Pippen up there. I know you guys are going to slander me in the comments. I'm ready for it. Comment your thoughts down below in the comments on this tier list, guys. Drop a like on the video. Subscribe if you are new. And as always, man, I love you guys. Have a blessed day.